Pillow talk, pillow talk, pillow talk, pillow talk, pillow talk, pillow talk, pillow talk.
Good morning, everyone. And we want to welcome you to another episode of Pillow Talk Lounge. I'm James Greene, and this is my lovely wife, Cynthia Greene. And today we're going to talk to you know what we talk about, marriage, relationship. And as we were talking last night during our pillow talk, and that's what I suggest. I suggest that couples out there always have time to talk. Our time is in the evenings, is in the nighttime when we're laying in the bed together. And it's our pillow talk time. Conversations come up. We talk about certain things. And some of the things we talk about, we'd like to bring it to you. But I do suggest that you and your mate, your spouse, your whatever relationship you may be in, that y'all have a time that y'all actually get to talk, to get to have some good, serious conversations about some topics that come to your mind, about some topics that are maybe on your heart. Just take that time out to make sure you talk about those things. So some of the things we talk about, we just like to bring them to you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pillow Talk Lounge with the Greenes. Yes, so you guys, don't forget to hit that share button. Today's topic is going to be hot. Okay, all our topics are hot, but today's topic is going to be hot, right? So hit that share button and let us know where y'all tuning in from. Like where are you at? Where do you live? We're in Maryland, so we love to know where people are tuning in from all over the world. So like James said, our topic today is a little bit different, but not that different. So like he said, we usually have our pillow talk at night. Mm-hmm. So we usually know our topic for today well in advance. But at night, the night before, we really get into some conversations, about relationship and about marriage. And that's why on Friday nights, we try to do Clubhouse every Friday night. It don't always happen, but we try to do Clubhouse because at nighttime is our pillow talk. But right. When is your favorite time for pillow talk? That's is right. It like at night or is it in the mornings when you guys wake up? I guess it depends on when couples if you go to bed together, if you wake up together. And pillow talk doesn't necessarily have to be on the pillow in the bed, right. Okay? It's just those special moments
and those great conversations that you have.
When you take the time to have some really good, deep conversation, get some things off your heart and share with your spouse. So our topic today is the cold, hard truth. Is my marriage all about me?
Right.
Is your marriage all about you?
Right. So let me say this. We know that, people live life. They want to be happy. A lot of people feel marriage makes them happy. A lot of people, when you're in a relationship and you want to get married, you want to marry a person that makes you happy. So when you're dating, you're happy. You feel, you know what? I could spend the rest of my life with this person. This person makes me happy. So let me ask you, is it about your happiness? Is it about that person making you happy for the rest of your life? When you marry them, when you're spending time with them, you say, okay, I am happy. I could be happy with this person. And that's what your mindset thinks. I could be happy with this person. I could marry this person because this person makes me happy. We can have a happy marriage for the rest of our lives. And we know issues come up, trials and tribulations come up. But is it about you being happy? Is it about you making your spouse happy? So let me ask you, what is it about? Is it about you? That's what I'm asking. Is it about you making you happy?
So I have a question for you. You said your marriage is about making you happy, or your marriage is about making you happy. What makes you happy? What makes a person happy in a marriage?
And that's the thing that I feel couples have to have a conversation about. What makes you happy? Is there anything that I have to do to make you happy?
Okay, is marriage supposed to make you happy? That's another question I have. Y'all answer that. Is marriage supposed to make you happy? That's a good one.
That's
If
a
you
good
read
one.
some stuff by some researchers,
But
some theologists, some theorists, some marriage therapists, psychologists, you guys will have a different thought on marriage.
when you think, is marriage supposed to make you happy? Why do you get married? Because that person you're happy with that person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people, they're not happy if they're alone, and they say, well, I need some company. So is it about this person makes me happy, so I should be with this person? Is it about happiness? I mean, you don't get married to be unhappy. Let's be honest. You don't get married to be unhappy.
No, you don't.
But is it about that person making you happy in the marriage?
Well, our topic is my marriage about me? So am I supposed to get what I want in marriage? Okay. I think I'm supposed to get what I want in marriage. Like,
if you let that person know what you want and what makes you happy, you're supposed to get it. What if you let them
know what you want and they still don't give it to you?
So does that make you unhappy? See, a lot of people, let me say this, a lot of people, they feel, we talk to couples who may have gotten divorced, who may have in a relationship and may have broken up. And we say, why did you get divorced? Why did you break up? Well, I wasn't happy anymore. There we go. So you're not happy anymore. So is your relationship based on that person making you happy? Is it about you being happy? And the minute you're not happy, you leave the relationship?
I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I had read this too, so we must have read the same article. And they said that Black women will go and file for a divorce quicker than anybody else, any other race or gender. Like, they're the ones that will run and file for divorce.
And why do you believe that is? Is it because that they're not happy, or that person's not making them happy?
They're not getting what they want in the marriage.
All right, so let me ask you this. So if you're not happy, is your marriage all about you?
Well, I ain't gonna say my marriage is all about me, but in my marriage, I do want some of the things that I want in my marriage, right? So let's talk about what some of those things are that I want in my marriage.
Well, so if you talk about some of the things you want in marriage, and sometimes you can't get or you can't have those things. I mean, no, I'm just saying, I don't know. Different things make different people happy.
Right.
So if you express that to your mate, here's what I want, here's what I like, here's what makes me happy. Say you can't get that.
Can't get it or don't get it.
Or say you don't get it. Okay. Let's go there. Say you don't get it. But say you may get it sometimes, or things happen when you can't get it all the time. And I believe, and this is me talking, that it's not about being unhappy. Some things that you used to maybe get or used to have when you were dating and that made you happy, and you don't have them now, you don't get them now, I don't believe you should be unhappy. Maybe you're disappointed.
So doesn't disappointment lead to unhappiness? What if you're disappointed for months and then months turn into years?
But you have to think of it for a minute. Okay, you're disappointed, but that doesn't mean you're going to be disappointed all the time. Maybe you're disappointed at that moment, but things change.
But what I'm saying is, what if you're disappointed because you're not getting what you want in your marriage, and that's been going on for months? Now it's turned into years. So you're saying you're supposed to stay in a disappointed, unhappy marriage?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. Different people do different things for different reasons.
That's true.
So we can't necessarily say that, okay.
So you're not here to make me happy?
I would hope that you're happy with me and the things we do together.
Well, how am I happy with you if you're not helping me be happy with you?
Aren't we here to make each other happy?
So is it all?
Okay. Let me ask you.
So we're here to make each other happy. So
that right. No. Let's go back to what this says. So you're saying that I should always make you happy. Yes or no? Yes or no? I should always make you happy. I know you want to say yes.
Okay.
So is our marriage all about you? Making you happy?
Yeah.
That's selfish. That's selfish. So I'm not supposed to be happy because it's all about her, me making her happy.
Okay. So we're kind of fun in here a little bit, you guys, because this is how some people think.
Right. And the reality of what we're talking about. Some
Yes.
people truly think this way, that it's about me. You're supposed to make me happy. We knew a couple, that we used to talk to them, and she ended up leaving him for a little. They're back together now, but she left him for a little while because she said that you promised me all these things and you didn't give them to me, and now I am unhappy.
Oh, I'm thinking, who in the world are you talking about? But now I know who you're talking about.
Right.
But yeah. So
they're back together now.
Yes.
But she left for a little while because she wasn't happy, because he wasn't making her happy and giving her the things that he may have promised to her when they were dating.
But before they ever got married.
Because, before you get married, you want to make that person happy. You want to be happy together.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, baby, yeah, when we get married, we're going to go on vacation. Mm-hmm. We may buy a home. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then when those things don't materialize, you're disappointed, and maybe you start getting unhappy. Then what do? Do you walk away? Well, you promised me all of this. I'm not happy.
Yeah, but they may have promised you all of that, but they didn't give you a deadline. They didn't give you
exactly.
a date.
And that's what I'm saying.
So you start being disappointed. It don't happen. You leave a marriage, but what if next year is the year when it's all going to happen? But you don't know that.
Right.
So what if you walked away?
And that's my question or my statement. What if you're building something together? And okay, you may have promised or talked about being happy, and you're not happy right away. You were happy dating. Then when you got married, all those things didn't come fast enough, so to speak. Now you're disappointed. Now you're unhappy. That doesn't mean they're not going to come. They just don't come when you want them to come on. And we all know God is an on-time God. He may not give it to you when you want it, but he'll give it to you when he feels you're ready.
That's good. That's really
So how do you know you're not ready when you didn't get those things when you wanted those things? I mean, let's be honest. So if that's the case, is it about you?
But shouldn't we be trying to give each other what we need in marriage so that we can be happy? I mean, no, nobody should be in their marriage looking for another person to make them happy. Happiness comes from within. But can they add to that happiness? Absolutely they can. But when we're talking about, is my marriage all about me? My marriage is about me when it comes to me working on me and making me a better person, a better Christian, a better woman, a better wife, a better mother. All of that is incorporated into my marriage being about me when it comes to improvement and development. But guess what? Our spouses can help us improve and develop too, but we don't even want to hear that. If your spouse tells you got a nasty attitude and then you just get nastier and madder.
All right. So let me ask a question.
Ask away.
You're happy on the inside. You're happy.
Mm-hmm.
You meet somebody, y'all start dating. That person adds to your happiness.
Yeah.
So you feel, okay, I'm a happy person. I'm happy within. I'm happy with who I am.
That's me.
Where I'm at, what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Now here comes a person that comes along that you may start dating, and they add to all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're ecstatic.
Right.
And you feel, okay, we can have this for the rest of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So now you get married. Now, some of those things that person added to your happiness, they're not adding to your happiness any longer. Even though you're still happy with you, you're still happy inside, you're happy with who you are,
mm-hmm.
but now that person is not adding to it. Sometimes that person may start, I don't want to say start to make it worse, but they start to add to making what you felt was your happiness go down a little bit. Okay. Then what do you do?
Well, that's a good one. So that happens. I mean, things shift in your marriage, things turn around. We change.
But we know there's going to be trials and tribulations, and it's not going to be all happiness all the time.
True. That's very true. So you asked me what happens when they don't give you that. Well, first of all, you should try to talk to them to find out what is going on. You should be able to sit down and have a conversation with your mate and say, you know what is going on that, you're causing all this discord and you're unhappy. So your negativity is brushing off on me and causing us to be distant and apart. And all this stuff. You should be able to talk to your mate about that. But if you can't talk to them about it, ask them about, try to get a mediator or a trusted person who can talk to the two of you, or talk to them, and maybe they can get through to them and share your side of things. And if they won't, the other thing is, go to a coach or a counselor. And if they won't do any of that, I mean,
and you're right, because when you think of communication, because, all right, a quick example, say one of the parties may have lost their job. Right? Mm-hmm. Job went out of business, or job moved to another state. Now you're struggling a little bit.
Right.
So your happiness went down. We don't feel that's the reason for you to walk away. That's when you come together and you open those communications lines that should always been talking. We always should be talking anyway about, okay, what do we have to do together to get us back on track? Yeah. See, that's the thing. When you say, is my marriage about me? You're just part of the equation. You're just part of it. It's about the both of you. What do we have to do? What do we have to do together? Mm-hmm. Because if we first got together and everything was good, I was happy with me, you were happy with you, and we just built on the happiness coming together as one. Now we're happy together. Mm-hmm. But then when something may go wrong, that's not a reason to say, okay, I'm not happy anymore, so I'm out of here. It's not about you. It's about the two of you. It's about what can we do together to get to a happy place. Because trust me, just because things may have gone south a little bit is no reason to say you're unhappy. You don't know how you could be unhappy, but you don't know how your mate feels. They can still be happy. Like, I'm still happy. I have you. We can build this back up. We can fix what is wrong.
So you're saying a person is unhappy in marriage, the other person is kind of causing that unhappiness. But
maybe those causes were something that they didn't do on purpose. It just happened in their life, in a span, say, things going through in life.
Give me an example. Okay. Okay. I'll give an example. Okay, so
you lost your job.
I knew you was gonna say that. Okay,
so you lost your job. Now you're struggling with bills.
Yeah.
And maybe that person was making enough where, say, one of the parties didn't have to work. Mm-hmm. So now that you may have lost your job, or the job moved or downsized, whatever the case may be, now you're struggling a little bit. Now the other party who never worked may have to get a job, making them unhappy. Well, you told me I'd never have to work. Now I have to work. Or things happen where
making themselves unhappy, or making the person,
whatever the case may be, and maybe making yourself unhappy. Or maybe the case may be where
you probably got an attitude right around this time.
Right. And maybe the case may be where you had a nice home. Now you have to downsize from a single family to a townhome, or from a townhome to an apartment, because you can't afford what you had because of that loss of income.
So then
you're unhappy.
Disappointment. Yeah.
Right. Disappointment, which is starting to make you unhappy. Right. So is it about you? Just because you're not happy, like, you know what? I didn't sign up for this. And just think of that for a minute. Some people, their mindset may think, well, okay, I didn't sign up for this.
These scenarios and things James is bringing up is reality. It's life. It happens to couples. And it can tear couples apart. And it has torn couples apart. And it does make them grow distant, because everybody's disappointed. Everybody's unhappy. Everybody, feel discouraged because things aren't going the way you want them to. But we all know the word says that life isn't always going to be perfect. Right. Life is going to be, like James said earlier, trials and tribulations. There's going to be things. How do you stick together during those things? Right. But the key though, is sticking together.
It's not all about you.
How can we figure it out? How can we turn this thing around? That's the time when you really become a we, and you really become a team. You get in that huddle. Okay, babe, we need to do this to how can we try this? What about this, babe? I could go out and do this, and we got to talk about what can we do to fix this situation. You can't start being like, you need to do this, and pointing fingers and accusatory and walking around with an attitude. That's the time that the team got to work hard. When you've been losing game after game after game, when you're on a team and you're like, we're tired of this. It's time to win. It's time to win, y'all, when things come up in your marriage.
And we know that there are couples where, I guess they feel their marriage is about them. They want to be happy. That person used to make them happy, and now that they don't make them happy anymore, they're willing to walk away.
You know, I've heard
and then wait a minute, sometimes those situations are unforeseen. You don't know. But look, just because let me just say this. Your situation doesn't define who you are.
That's true.
I mean, you could be happy, but then when things come up that makes you unhappy, you feel, oh, this person's not making me happy anymore. So I'm going to get out of this situation. I'm going to get out of this relationship. I'm going to get out of this marriage. You're making it about you. But really, should it be about you, or should it be about the two of you building together? Should it be about the two of you coming together? Okay, you're facing something. He may have lost his job, or she may have lost her job. Now you're struggling. Now the person that never worked has to go back and find a 9 to 5. Maybe you have to downsize, like I said, to an apartment. Now you're really unhappy. So what do you feel? It's about you? Well, I'm not staying in this situation.
I'm about material things.
Right. I'm going to find me a person that makes me happy. I'm going to find me something better than you. How do you know you're going to find that? Just because a situation happened that caused your circumstances to be as they are.
So, I got to get to the root of the thing. We've been talking about happy and situation, trials and tribulations. We both know that your happiness truly comes from above.
Well, that's right.
So, if you're not happy in that way, then nothing on this earth is going to make you happy. So you first got to be happy. Your happiness has to come from above. But, I was thinking when you were talking, honey, about how I hear so many women that want to get married. He's got to be this and he's got to be that. He's got to be that and he's got to be that. He's got to have this and he's got to have that.
So if you're saying that, so are those women looking for someone that has that to make them happy?
Yeah, that's what I was.
So then it's all about them?
Yeah, that's the point I was getting to.
Okay.
A lot of people think marriage is about them because if he ain't got everything that I want, everything on my list, then I don't want him. I'm not going to be with him. And that is just not the way it's supposed to be, because when God sees the person for you, it may not be what you think it should be. Okay. James don't like it when I say this.
You can say it. Go ahead. I know it's going. We're being transparent here
but
today.
When James came and God showed me that he was the one for me, I'm thinking to myself, like I never thought that he would be the one for me. I really, really, really did. And because I won't go into the reasons why.
Well, she wanted a man that was saved, and at that time I wasn't.
Right. That's right.
So she didn't think I was the man for her. So it was all about you at that point.
Whatever.
No. Don't say whatever.
No.
So was it all about you?
Well, I'll tell you what. I was a confused woman. I thought that a man is supposed to have everything on my list. So now we're talking to single women because we do have these lists, and I don't have a problem with you having a list and praying over your list and asking God for the things on your list. But I'm here to tell y'all, sometimes God's going to give you what you need and not what's on your list, okay? And we know that that's reality in life. But I say all that to say is that it's okay to have that list, but sometimes we need to throw out that list because that list is all about us. And, there's been a big debate in social media about, because somebody famous married a man who really had nothing. He wasn't famous. He didn't have no real job or no whole lot of money. And they was like, then she going to be taking care of him. She ain't taking care of him. He been taking care of himself all this time. He'll keep on taking care of himself. And if he chooses to not work, that's something that the two of them have discussed, and it's their business. Okay. Maybe he decided not to,
right.
The two of them decided because they got to move around and travel and all this. And he wants to go with her. He's not going to work, and she makes enough money to pay all the bills. That's not taking care of somebody because you pay the bills. That is not taking care of somebody, because guess what? If they weren't with you, you were going to be paying those bills regardless.
Anyway. That's right.
So we need to get out of our head in the way the world has taught us to think, right? And so there's been this big debate, women talking about a woman married a man that's below her or less than her or has less than her. What is having? What if he's got a great heart, a great spirit? He loves the Lord. He wants to take care of her.
That's why what some women, I'll say that just because he's not saved doesn't mean he's not the man for you. Let him develop his own relationship with God first. You never know that your first date could be the church, and you never know what could happen to him.
That was one of his first dates. I took him to church, y'all. I took him to church. When he asked me what did I want to do on a date, I said I want to go to church.
But he didn't go to church at the time. But a lot of women will count him out in the very beginning. Won't even go on a first date with him because he's not into the church.
Not only that, we knew of two people that the man wasn't. No, we knew, gosh, of several, like 3 or 4 in the past, maybe 5 years, where the man was not going to church. So people was talking about the couple dating and talking about the man, because of course the woman was in church, and people were everybody talking about, oh, she dating this guy and he don't even go to church. Oh, now they engaged. Oh, now they getting married. Oh, she married that
and
man.
They're looking down on them, or looking down on her because she's dating a man who's not into the church and she goes to church.
And only God knows our heart.
That's right.
You don't know if that person is saved, and maybe your friend told you that they're not saved, but you don't know what that man is talking to God about. And you don't know if
he's in the process of developing a relationship with God
that
you don't know about.
That.
Exactly.
It can happen overnight.
Right.
So we got to get out of thinking that marriage is about me and everything that I want and everything that I need, and because that person has to have everything on my list. And then when you get into marriage and they had everything on that list, but you know what? Once you get in that marriage, everything on that list ain't gonna stay perfect. Marriage don't stay perfect like when you were dating. James don't take me out all the time like he did when we were dating. Oh my gosh, when we were dating, we went out all the time. We don't do that all the time now. We got a home. We're together more. We're in the house more. So we don't have to go out as much. And we realized how much money we were spending going out and eating out and going to all those plays and concerts and all the stuff we were doing. We were spending a lot of money.
And that's what we're here to tell couples now, that when you're dating, things happen and they seem to shift or change when you get married because you have other priorities. When you think about it from a priority standpoint, maybe in the beginning, that priority was what? Y'all getting together, him romancing you, whining and dining you, just so you could develop that relationship, just so you can learn about each other. But once you learn about each other and you develop that relationship and you get married, things seem to shift a little bit. Now you have different priorities.
So are things shifting in your marriage? Let us know. Are things shifting in your marriage? And I want you guys to say, I want to say this to you guys. Shift can be hard, but shift is necessary. So it may be shifting and you think it's a bad thing, but you don't know that shift can turn into a positive thing. So here's the cold hard truth. My marriage is not about me. Is your marriage about you?
Yes.
You liar. My marriage is not about me. And let me tell you guys something.
See, and hold on, let me say this. That's because we look at it as it's not about me, it's about us.
It's about us. And I believe that when you get married, you should be thinking in your head, oh my God, what can I do to make this marriage great, amazing, wonderful? What can I do to show my spouse that they're special? What can we do to show each other that we're special? How can we outdo each other? Not how can I outdo him, because then I'm being selfish and I'm thinking about what I can do, but we can talk about what we can do to outdo each other.
When we talk to couples, and
that makes marriage exciting.
You hear one of the parties in the couple talk about I'm not happy any longer. Well, why not? Well, I did all I could. I don't know what more I can do. I don't know what I have to do to make this marriage work. See, they're saying it's about I. It's about I. It's about I. No. What did the two of you do together? What did we do to make the marriage work? How can we build on what we have?
And what did you do? What did we do when we were dating?
Right. What did we do in the beginning that brought us together? We must have been doing something right, because it went from dating to marriage. So there's something that we had in common. There's something that we liked about each other. There's something that we did. Focus on more of that we or us.
So go back.
It's not about you. It's about us.
Go back to the beginning, you guys.
Exactly.
Go back to the beginning.
Because we know as people grow, people evolve, things change. What you used to like when you were younger, you may not like when you get a little older. So now you have to express that. You have to say, baby, I used to like this, but now I don't. Maybe we can do something different that we didn't used to do before. Right.
So you guys, this is National Couple Appreciation Month. And all month, we're going to be talking about ways to appreciate your spouse.
That's right.
And when we're talking about that, we want you to think about what can we do to appreciate each other? Don't let it be one-sided. But if that's the only way you can turn things around in your marriage, let it be one-sided. Do things from your heart and it's still a we thing. But do everything you can to show your spouse that you love them and that you care about them and you care about your marriage.
Right.
So all
Because
month we're
let me
talking
just-
about
let me-
couple appreciation month, and I want you guys to know we
yeah.
got a campaign going on. Join our group, Marriage Built to Last movement, and request your free graphic. You get to get a picture and a graphic with you and your spouse on it and your name. And we're going to broadcast to the world couples who are appreciating their spouses, loving on their spouses, recognizing their spouses, doing acts of kindness for their spouse. This month is all about acts of kindness and gratitude and appreciation. So go to our Facebook group, Marriage Built to Last movement. And I'll also put the link in here where you can request your special graphic. What you going to say, babe?
I lost my chain of thought, but it's more about the two of you. You know, just think when you were dating and you started going toward that step of getting married. It's about that journey that the two of you started together. We started this journey together. Why can't we end it together?
That's right.
Why can't we
we'll end it together?
Right. That's what I was going to say. You come up with ways that the two of you can work on it so you can end the journey together. Right.
So you guys, it's streaming across the bottom of the screen. Go to inloveandlovingItImage.com and get your graphic, because we are promoting Couples Appreciation Month. And while we're recognizing Couple Appreciation Month, we want you to know that we want to hear your story. We have a special opportunity for you to be a part of our book collaboration. If you know you've been through some things in your marriage and your relationship, or you're getting ready to get married and you've been through some things and you have a story to share, did you know that your story can save a marriage? It can turn a couple's relationship around. So we're looking for you. We want you. We need you. Couples out there need you. So send us a message. Let us know, hey, Cynthia and James, we've got a story to tell, and we want to hear your story. So anything else, babe?
No, that was good.
All right. So if you guys, want to celebrate each other, send us your picture. And then also let us know that you have an amazing story to share with the world, and we're going to help you share that story. All right? So remember, if you build it, it will last. God bless you guys.
And we'll see you next time.
Have a great Saturday.
And remember, find that time to talk. That pillow talk.
Pillow talk. Pillow Talk Lounge. All the way. Pillow Talk.
Pillow talk, pillow talk.